Good evening, America. I'm sitting here with a friend. I ain't necessarily talking about this one, but I'm sitting here with a friend, and I kind of want to celebrate it with a little bit of music first. So let's do that. Most people don't have that kind of sound in there.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks tough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed.
Yep, he is.
You just remember what your old pal said, 'cause you got a friend in me. Oh, said you got a friend in me.
Now, there was a reason for all that noise, because it isn't just my boy Buddy that I got as a friend. I got another fella here that I've been waiting a long time to meet. Slide on over here just a minute. All right.
How y'all doing?
Boy, howdy shit.
What are
right?
y'all doing? How y'all are you? Shit, yeah, I'm over here at Leo's house, baby. How y'all? I hope y'all are having a grand time. I know I am. And I want to thank Leo and Valerie for inviting us into their home. We're on our way home. Y'all know why I'm on this trip. This is the final stop before I go back home. And it couldn't be better. I'm enjoying myself tremendously. I just finished up a great big old steak, baked potato, and corn on the cob. Are you shitting me?
I've been known to cook a thing or two.
And he's pretty damn good at it. So I'm reaping the benefit of that shit. So.
And it's always available to you, my brother.
I appreciate it.
To anybody that doesn't know this, I owe a very large debt of gratitude to this man.
No, he don't.
Well, I'm gonna tell him to shut up now, because I do.
Okay.
And what I owe him is, there was biker wisdom before there was my political views. And I realized that I had a voice and people were listening to it. And then I saw this guy. When I saw this guy and I listened to him, I realized this man thinks as I do. And I realized that he too has a love of this nation.
Indeed.
That goes deeper than just, I was in the military for 5 minutes, which, by the way, I was in the military for 5 minutes. It goes far deeper than that. And what we're both about is making sure that stays on the path that it was originally designed for. That we have a place in a country that is for the people, by the people.
I've heard that somewhere.
The will of the people. And that's what both of us are fighting for. And having a voice like that one to echo after the fact is an honor. And so that's the first thing, brother. I love you.
Well, Leo, I appreciate it. In your voice, Andy Pagoda, the filthy mouth liberal. I couldn't believe the first time I ever heard that man. In Tennessee, Brando, that I just left up in Tennessee up there. Well, I'm still in Tennessee. The other part of Tennessee.
Little further east, a little further north.
It's the voices that, Texas Paul. There is a list of people that opened their mouth when this situation came upon this country. Because we're not going to tolerate that, It's not that I just learned politics when Donald Trump came in the door. No. You're involved all your life, but there's a certain point that you get to that you go, oh no, we ain't playing this shit. And that's when Donald Trump came into office. And right now, y'all know I have not been in the news that much. I do try to catch a snippet in here. I'm going home, and as a matter of fact, today I was listening to CNN a lot in the car because I'm trying to get my head back in the game. Because we've only got 1 week, baby. Tomorrow we wake up, it's going to be 6 days. And the push is on. Oh, I got to tell him. I had a little fun today. Smile at me and Tyler coming through a little town there. They had a big Trump thing out there, a bunch of the Trump flags, Trump signs, all this stuff. There's guys out there on the street holding up signs saying, fight, 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 fight. We're at a red light. And I had great pleasure rolling down my window and yelling at that old boy, I'm sorry, brother, I just don't vote for draft dodgers. And he flipped me the bird, which is, and then we drove on.
Well, you know, but that's the thing. If you don't use, now here, and I mean this, if you don't use your voice, somebody else is going to use your silence. And that's where I come from on it.
That's pretty good. You know, but not everybody's going to be able to stand up or turn on a camera, which, you know, there's a price for this shit.
Yeah, there is.
Everybody that does this, you know, you get a lot of friends, and you get a certain amount of pride out of this. But don't think for a minute there ain't a whole lot of bullshit that goes with it. You can't let that deter you. We're not asking you to use your voice on the camera or something like that. I'm asking you to use your voice in that ballot box, baby.
Yeah, we only got a week left.
Oh, man.
If you think that it ain't real right now,
oh, Lord.
Just a few things that I would point out. John and I were talking about it a little bit over dinner.
What a great dinner. Just throwing that in there. Steak,
pretty good
potatoes,
dinner.
you can't beat that shit anyway.
If you haven't ever had a steak cooked on a hardwood fire, an open hardwood fire.
I just had that.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
But if you haven't ever had that, you got to try it sometime. It is a flavor that is unlike any other.
And blue cheese crumbles on top.
And that's the first time I ever tried blue cheese crumbles on my steak, and it was very delicious. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good thing too. But getting back to what we were talking about, that there's a lot of things right now that are tripping a lot of people up. Anything from, I don't know who she is. Well, okay, you don't know who she is. Guess what? You do know who he is. And that's all you need to know.
That's what you need to know, who he is.
It's also, where is his heart? Where is his mind? And if you don't understand it, all you have to do is look at the things they want to cut. They want to do away with the EPA. They want to do away with the Department of Education. They have already stripped women of their own health rights. All of these things you got to look at and say, why are they doing this? It's a simple reason. It's a very simple reason. Now, I'm all about a capitalist society where people that work hard benefit from it and make their money from it. That's all. That's America. That's beautiful. But on the other side of that, if you are making an obscene amount of money, you got to pay your fair share. And that's what they're fighting against. They don't want to pay their fair share. If you think that it's just about this woman that you don't know, or just about this rich guy that you do know, you're missing the point. It's not about that. It's about who we are. This country was built on the backs of his mom and dad, my mom and dad, him, me, their people before him. Ain't none of them rich. John, you got any rich
I ain't got no rich
relatives?
No
I didn't think you did. And I sure as shit don't. Why would you go to, let's make somebody who only wants the rich to be richer? A thing that I said on my last live, and this is a big one to me right now. Kamala and team, it's time to stop fighting for every one of those possible crossover votes. You might get a few more. It's time to stop fighting for all of the independent votes that you think you might get. You might get them. It's also time to start thinking about the progressive ideals that we have been backing for a long time. And I'm not talking about the whole country being Green New Deal and all of that. I mean, I look at things like that and go, well, that's just fucking crazy shit. But it is about making sure that there is Social Security, making sure that the people who have worked their ass off have been taken care of, making sure that the people coming up have what they need to be a part of this American dream. To me, that's the whole thing.
The whole process, you know, traveling around the country, and my sons know this. John's a kind of a history buff. I don't study history, but every time I drive down, like coming through the Blue Ridge Mountains this week, I can't help but look out there. We went to Pinnacle Rock, okay, Cumberland Gap, just yesterday.
Yep.
And I can't help but think of the struggle it took for those people that first settled this nation to make their way through that stuff, much less get that shit over the mountain. There was no road, baby, yeah.
They were cow paths.
But, oh Lord, where was I going with that?
Just looking at what we have done, looking at what we've become.
Oh, I know where I was going.
And if we're gonna do anything, one thing that we shouldn't ought to be doing is talking about this country as some kind of fucking dumpster.
Garbage? Dump? Is that what he called it? Garbage pail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
we're
old garbage
We're a
pail.
garbage can. That's what he said.
Is that who you are? Is
I
that
don't
who
think
you
so.
are?
You know, I just traveled all over the place. Didn't look like a damn garbage can to me.
No.
Listen to what he says. Listen to what he says. That little rally up in Madison Square Garden, what's this bullshit about Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
And I said, Puerto
Floating
Rico,
island of garbage.
if we are going to have a 51st state, guess what it's going to be? It's going to be Puerto Rico. And after that, it would be Guam. Those are American territories. Those people are American.
And let's not count out D.C.
Yeah.
D.C. should be a
And
state.
what was the language he used up there at that rally? That guy stood up there and he said, America is for Americans. That's what he said. Now go check out your damn history, and you'll see where Hitler used to use the words that Germany was for Germans. Germany is for Germany. He's yelling the same damn thing right out of Hitler's playbook to stir racism, hatred, misogyny, whatever it is that he can do to make people hate each other or give somebody a reason to hate somebody else, although they don't even know their ass. Well, there you go. That's how Hitler did it. That's the way Donnie's doing it. He's trying to convince a certain portion of this country that they should hate their... John's had a little whiskey. They should hate their fellow Americans. And that's bullshit. You know...
Hate them for what?
You know,
Hate them for what?
yeah, take your country back? From who? Who are you taking it back from?
Or make it great again? For,
I'm guessing-
well, who's it going to be great for?
They want to take it back to the 1850s, before the Civil War and before the Emancipation. That's what they think America being great would be. You know, when America was full of Americans, you know. Get it? Yeah.
That ain't my America.
Yeah, no, that's not America.
And by the way, I went today to a doctor's appointment, and when I left, I finally had to pay my copay and everything else, and I'm looking at the young woman that's taking that, and I had to ask. I said, what's your ethnic extraction? Because I knew what it was. And sure enough, right here in Tennessee, she's Cherokee. She's 100% Cherokee.
Boy, howdy.
Take it back from
who?
By the way, we took it in the first fucking place.
Yeah, who took it in the first damn
And
place?
I'm not saying...
You go all the way back
I'm
to
not
that
yelling
shit.
about reparations or anything like that. I'm saying this country is all of us.
It's we call it a melting pot. I love the commercial they're playing right now where Ronald Reagan is giving a speech talking about you cannot go to Germany and become a German. You cannot go to China and become a Chinese. You can't go anywhere and become anything. But you come to America and you can become American. That's the way this country works, baby. And that's the way it always has from the beginning. So I really don't know who the hell they're talking about when they say America is for... Excuse me. I've been drinking.
And
American is for Americans, and that it should stir all of us.
the whole point in that
To
is
realize
we're
what it is.
all Americans.
Indeed.
And
I'm not done.
folks, I'm going to tell you right now, next week, you've got a choice. As I said, I think it's time for Harris and her team to stop with the trying to get those few here and there. We're enough. We are enough.
Oh, man.
We are the majority. Get your asses out there. Do the job you're supposed to do. Because that's the only real voice you have. John and I have got a little different thing going on. We know we're going to take heat. We know we're living in a place where a lot of people can't stand the way we think.
My neighbors can't wait for me to get home.
Yeah, just so they can bitch you out again.
I bet they miss me.
I got a few of them here, and they're called the deplorables. And they adopted that quite on their own because, frankly, they are. You need to get your asses out there. You need to get in that voting booth.
Bump the pom-poms, baby.
And be done with this son of a bitch. Be done with MAGA. America doesn't need to be great again. It is great. All we have to do is make sure that it stays going great.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing.
Yeah, and I mentioned this on one of the little rants I did because it wasn't something that I already knew. It was something I learned on this trip. When I was in Washington, D.C., and we went to a lot of the memorials. We went to the Capitol. We went to the White House, all that stuff. It's when we got to the Jefferson Memorial. And right behind Jefferson, there's the preamble to the Constitution. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, and the whole speech is right there. It's empowering. It makes you feel good to read that. But then you turn to your left, and there's another speech that I was not familiar with. And it was Jefferson, and I cannot quote it. I took a picture of it on my phone. I could read it to you. But Jefferson is talking about the progression of our country as new ideas and new inventions present themselves. We must change to adapt to the times, to adapt to the... That's what he's talking about. What the hell is... It's called progressive. That's what it is. I don't want to go back to when America was some bullshit ideal in some rich white guy's house somewhere. That wasn't America for everybody.
Where people were enslaved just to make money. That was all about that. That's not.
We have not lived up to our ideals until we accept that. We are all Americans. We are all under one roof here. And what gets me, hey, Shaken, I see you in there, baby. Anyway,
hey, girl.
Where was I? Fell right on my. We're all Americans, baby. And if we don't have enough in us to care about, this is what's killing me lately, baby. Don't let me get off on a rant here too bad. Somebody asked me, or it was Tennessee Brando on his show the other day, and he was asking, when did I have this progressive idea? Was that planted in my head? And I told him the story of when I was young. I ended up reform school, got my ass beat every day, but it taught me. I felt bad for the guys because there were guards get fights between two inmates just to watch it fight. Anyway, you got to feel something for that kind of shit. And I walked out of there knowing that how we treat each other makes a vast difference, not only in your life, but all of our life and in our society. And that's what I want more than anything else is, I get pissed off when I see a homeless veteran or hungry people. Or we have the means to do this. We just don't have politicians that are willing to carry that ball and do the right thing with it. And until we do, we got to keep doing this.
Are we going to make money off it? That's all they're thinking about.
There's a lot of money to be made in politics. We all know that. And it's not just all the Republicans. No. There's a lot of our own shit that we have to clean house and take care of. But it's not going to be until we get the majority. We need not only the White House, baby, we need the Senate. And we need to retain the Senate and take control of the House.
And in your state legislatures too.
Yes.
So everybody, our whole purpose here right now, and this is with this Blue Dot family, which I was adopted into, like most of you, from this guy.
We're all in
all
this
of
family,
us
baby.
are in this. There ain't nobody staying in the bunker. Get your asses out there, do your job, vote. And what I will tell you is the reward is a better nation and a better you.
And they.
Better
us.
Him, us, all together. So, let's wrap this thing up now.
All right.
I'm going to say that thing that I say in just a minute.
All right. But
Which,
first,
by the way, I want to have
I've
a little
been
chuckle
cheating.
about that.
I've been cheating. Go ahead.
A little chuckle on that.
All right.
Somebody on the Brando cast that you did was talking about share this shit and I'm like, All right, I love you and all that, but first of all, share this shit ain't John's. John's is boy howdy shit.
Boy, howdy shit.
Share this shit.
And share
Might be somebody else I know.
Might be somebody.
But anyway, here's to us, here's to this country, to all the blue dots.
Indeed.
Share this shit.
Share this shit.
And know
Apple
another
bourbon.
thing. No,
Pretty
don't
damn
cut that
good.
off yet. Know another thing.
What?
We going back to the good music.
We're going to listen to some good music. Have some great discussion. And then tomorrow, Tyler and I are going to head on back to home. We're going to get everything set up. We're going to, that's on my playlist. You can go outside on my iPad and that song is on there. We're going to go back to our live shows. We're going to try to do some split screens with Tennessee Brando. We're going to get Leo in there. We're going to do some changes to our show so we can bring the voices together. We've still got work to do, baby. But we've only got 6 days to do it. But if you think it's over then, baby, there's going to be a whole lot more coming down the pipe. And we need to be ready for that shit. I love you. Y'all take care of yourself and
share this shit.
share this shit. We'll see y'all later.
Just me and you, boy. And as the years go by,